check your cell phones, please. Check your cell phones.
You should receive it.
Call to order the council meeting of October 24th, 2017. We're all standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
City Council, Successor Agency and Housing Authority members, a quorum is present.
Any persons wishing to address City Council? Okay. Hi.
Hi, Wanda.
Okay. Hi. I just found out last night that my claim was on today's agenda for potential denial, or I would have had a package for you all. What I want today is for you to table the vote until you have more information and you truly understand what it's about, and to ultimately approve my claim. Generally, I seek very positive, progressive solutions for myself that also benefit the citizens and also the city. I've repeatedly requested the information regarding this claim and official documents, among which were incident reports, police reports for you to decipher the codes, and the reports, and discuss the police's side, my side, what should have happened all around, and what can and will be done to improve these things for the future. I have a number of reasons why this info is and was critical to get in a timely manner, and amongst them that if you have no police report or incident report, there's no crime. I needed to prove cases. I also need to prosecute the perpetrators and also to get victims' rights assistance. I do not believe that I have all the requested information, nor have the necessary conditions been met, even though an individual was tasked with getting the information for approximately 2 years prior. The context for the need is that for the past 7+ years, I've had to endure ongoing, continued, egregious activities by my former neighbors, their relatives, friends, and associates, which caused me major personal and property safety issues and cost me a lot of money. And I'm still cleaning up the aftermath. Among the issues are trespass and destruction of property, trespass and theft of property, vandalism, harassment, intimidation, threats of bodily harm, daily round-the-clock illegal unpermitted construction 10 feet from my bedroom windows until 4:30 a.m. and then starting up again at 5:30 a.m., dumping of large construction debris, broken glass, identity theft, and unilateral escalation. Now, with the exception of a few notable police and city employees who've done a good job, I feel I've been re-victimized by other police and city employees. It's been really difficult. I've been harassed and intimidated. It's been difficult getting to watch commanders. I've had people have been there's been direct refusal to take police reports, great difficulty in getting just a few of the ones that I've gotten. There's been refusal to enforce the restraining orders. I've been told very hostilely, why don't you just move? And I've been told also, I'm not going to take any police reports from you. And after being told to call the police when these things are happening, I was told, if you don't stop calling the police, we're going to start investigating you. I've endured public ridicule and humiliation from the police in front of the perpetrators. There's been refusal to look at the supporting evidence, videos, and stuff during the restraining that would prove violations of the restraining orders. There's been deflection to other departments, such as code enforcement for construction that's happening between 12 and 4:30 a.m., which is clearly a police matter as well. And I've been told to take care of it myself, and I've been largely left to my own devices. Let's see.
Ma'am, you're at time.
Okay. Thank you.
You are Miss Suzette Kraft.
I am Suzette Kraft,
Thank
yes.
Alonzo Parker Jr., Vietnam veteran, 66, 67, also a conscious objector. Item under ordinance O-1, section in housing in CDBG department. I see here where you want to increase the committees and allow by one and allow the mayor to appoint a party of his choice to that committee. We have had experience with this mayor on willy-nilly doing what, overriding citizens, cooking the books with percentages and numbers to show improvement where it's not, or, you know, smoking screens. Under the Privacy Act, they passed this phony money, or I call it funny money paperwork, back and forth, but you can't see it or get it. Such as the cameras we wanted, body cameras and cameras in the neighborhood. They do what they do. You can't get it for 2 years because they're investigating procedure and not criminality, and it takes 2 years to go down, or 3, whatever they want, before it gets downtown with a criminal. But to make a long story short, this is the same procedure. A mayor attempt to get a toehold, that's all they want, is get it on the table. That's their goal. If we can get it on the table, we're in. We'll bring the rest on board. Do not allow the mayor to put one of his people on any of these committees, thereby to corrupt it. Actually, conflict of interest. He shouldn't be allowed to have one of his people on this committee. This is a free committee by the people, and it should stay that way. Shouldn't be influenced by him and his Chicago boiler room people.
Any other public comment?
Absolutely. My name is Diane Sombrano, and I couldn't help but notice that not too many years ago, when the residents of one district were speaking about candidacy, that candidate was very well told that the community of District 4 did not want any more hotels, and immediately we got 2. Can't help but notice here's number 3 coming up. It's amazing to me that when the community says we don't want this, that, or the other, that's the very thing that we end up getting from this council. And I know there are those of you who are going to say we have to do it because Mr. Cronky needs more space to put people. But here's the deal. You're not supposed to be working for Mr. Cronky. You are supposed to be representing the people of this community. A lot like the change that took place in Anaheim recently when one of those council members had to be replaced by the community for giving so many concessions to Disneyland. It's unfortunate that you've given up your soul for a business and people who don't live here. But then, of course, some of you didn't live here very long before you got elected, did you? You see, for us, it's a home. It isn't an economic center. Some of you don't know what a home is. A home is a place where you should be able to enjoy quiet and security. And here we have a council who seems to want to displace residents for the benefit of economics and what is politically good for your personal futures as opposed to this community. As I came down Manchester today, I couldn't help but notice the interestingness that it's so hot today, and we've put in palm trees, water-sucking palm trees, instead of broadleaf canopies that ensure urban forestry, better climate, certainly oxygen, which with all these new cars, we're going to need some oxygen. And instead, we're putting in palms. How unfortunate. Even Miami's doing away with palms. They're non-native. They will cause us disaster. But then again, we don't care about environmental, and that's why we don't want CEQA, California Environmental Quality Act. Yeah, when they suck up the water, it means we have to import more water from metropolitan water. The water that we currently have helps to sustain this community with well water. But we forget that, don't we?
I learned something today. I learned that CEQA had to do with palm trees, and there are trees that don't use water. That was interesting.
My name is Willie A.G., and I live in the beautiful city of Inglewood, California. I don't think we're going to ever have horse and buggy days in Inglewood again. You know, the whole country, the whole world is seeking progress. That's what we got going here in this city. You know, I welcome the hotels. You know, I've been living here 53 years. You know, I pay taxes. Like some people don't, you know, but I do. And I appreciate you guys for bringing the hotels, the whole development, and giving people jobs. And, you know, I'm proud of it. And keep up the good work. Absolutely. I got some land in Alabama. I'll sell them if they want.
I'm just going to hold this. Good afternoon, staff members, mayor, council members, audience, and people at home. I'd like to comment on the hotels. I live in District 1. I've been living in Inglewood for over 45 years. And I do know we've had some major events, some Super Bowl events, some NBA All-Star events. And during that time, there was no hotels available for the tourists coming into town. There are actually, a lot of us know about these little hotels. Well, they were renting those out for $500 a night, the ones you usually can rent for a few hours, due to the fact that you either had to go to downtown or you had to go to 45 minutes on the other side toward Pasadena. And I am excited that you, the staff, and the mayor, council, are ahead of this wave, because they're going to be coming. We're going to have thousands of people coming into this city, and they're going to need places to stay. And I just commend you guys on that. I'm all for the hotels. Keep up the good work.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Council, staff, citizens of Inglewood, Ray Davis, 2nd District. I want to speak on the hotels and all the other developments that are going on in the city. And it's my hope that there's a term in real estate, greatest best use. I hope that that's the tip of your spear. Folks that have been in this town as long as I have will know what I'm talking about when I say, once upon a time, it was thought that we as a city had to show up with our hat in our hand to get anything from someone. I hope everyone realized that's over. We can demand what we want, and if they don't like it, they can find the door, and there's 10 people lined up behind them. So that's what I hope, and I would expect that my mayor, my city council to do is get the greatest best use out of our city. Mm-hmm. And these corporations coming in, the environment was raised by one of our distinguished concerned citizens. Yeah, that should be an issue too. Like, they should be very water friendly. I think that they should have solar capacity. I think that should be a matter of, if you don't come in with that, we'll go to the ones that will. And yeah, because folks, You know, I say this in half jest. If anybody gonna sell their soul in this city, that's your business. But remember, get the highest price you can, and it will be a high one. Nowadays, it will. We've all lived through. We lived through a mayor who sold his soul for a mortgage. It cost him his reputation and his position. I don't think that's going to happen again. At least I pray it doesn't, because it doesn't have to. You know, we can operate on our terms now. And that's what we should all expect. So with that, thank you very much for your time. And I still need to know what's going up there at Centinela, and is it a Hyde Park? I hope it's a strip mall. Okay, great.
And with that, we'll close public comment. We have a presentation by the LAEDC, recognize the City of Inglewood as a finalist for the Most Business-Friendly City Award. Close your ears, Ms. Sobrano.
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, Mr. City Manager, and city staff. My name is Joe Torres. I'm with the Los Angeles County Economic Development Corporation, or LAEDC, and good afternoon to you. On behalf of the LAEDC, it is my pleasure to honor the City of Inglewood and present this certificate and plaque from the Board of Supervisors of LA County as a Most Business-Friendly City finalist in the large city category, of which the population is over 6,000 to 8,000 people, and to recognize your leadership, your commitment to business friendliness, excellent programs, job and business creation, and our partnership. The LAEDC is a private nonprofit public benefit corporation created about 50 or 35 years ago by the LA County Board of Supervisors to attract, retain, and expand businesses and jobs in all of Los Angeles County. In 2006, LAEDC created the MBFC, or the Most Business-Friendly City Award, after hearing from site selectors all over or around the world that LA County was not business-friendly. And today, that perception has changed thanks to the hard work of business-friendly cities like Inglewood. As California's only business-friendly city award, the Most Business-Friendly City recognizes cities that make economic development a top priority, are committed to providing high-quality services at reasonable rates, and deliver services beyond expectation. Most Business-Friendly City Award challenges cities to create an environment conducive for business retention and expansion in all industry sectors, to attract and retain good quality jobs, and encourage new business investment. This is Inglewood's first year as a Most Business-Friendly City finalist, and congratulations. LAEDC's Eddie Awards have become one of the most prestigious award programs in California, attended by 600 of the region's leaders to recognize exceptional economic development leadership in business and government in Los Angeles County. Inglewood is in good company. Along with this year's Most Business-Friendly City, large city finalists include the City of Compton, Downey, Lakewood, and Long Beach. This year's Most Business-Friendly City or Small City finalists includes Arcadia, Monrovia, Azusa, Rosemead, and Santa Fe Springs. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the elite cities because, as you know, there's about 88 cities in all of Los Angeles County. We all hear how hard it is to do business in California, but Inglewood is working hard to show that it's not. With a commitment to being a business-friendly city, the cornerstone of Inglewood's success has been its consistent focus and ability to outreach and engage with businesses as early as possible and implement business-friendly practices to ensure business success. We applaud your efforts and encourage you to continue developing and evolving your business-friendly services and to get the word out to your local business community. Brokers, site selectors, media, and LAEDC, so they're aware of all your city offerings. Some of the Blue Ribbon Panel of Judges' recognition of City of Inglewood's business-friendly practices are: Inglewood is very strong in attracting major real estate entertainment investments. Inglewood City meets monthly with South Bay City's community development officials to discuss issues and foster greater regional collaboration. Inglewood requires major developments to commit to 30%, at least 30% local hiring. And the TOD plan is a great addition. Business license processing time is fast compared to other cities. Automated customer satisfaction survey from planning and building and safety. Building and safety expedited fee-based permitting is among some of them. Congratulations again, and we look forward to seeing you, your city council members and leaders at the Eddie Awards on November 9th to see which small and large cities are awarded most business-friendly city in LA County. Congratulations.
Why don't you come over? Monitor or single monitor?
Take another piece of paper out of there. I'm gonna treat you, see how I treat you next time.
Toronto, couldn't have done it without you. Zanetti Award. Item 1, CSA 1 and H2.
Warrant register?
Approve allow payment.
Yes, we did close the public comment. Go ahead, ma'am.
Warrant register, I have a motion, I just need a second.
Second.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
City Council, Successor Agency, and Housing Authority members: Dodson,
Aye.
Padilla,
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Buds.
Aye. Consent calendar, items 2 through 8.
Pull item 3, please.
Pulling item 3, items 2, 4 through 8.
So move. Second.
Madam City Clerk.
Council members: Dodson,
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. Item 3.
Staff report recommending approval of an advance funds agreement between the City of Inglewood and Kruger Development Group, LLC, for $11,610 to cover city costs and activities associated with the plan, assembly, development, and a hotel proposal for 11111 South Prairie Avenue.
Mayor, I don't need a staff report, I just want to comment, please.
Just a comment.
All right, thank you. First of all, let me thank staff for helping the city of Inglewood, particularly District 4, of removing Blythe. 14 years ago, there was an issue raised that there was too many motels in the city and we need to cease and desist, which we have. We are now rose to the occasion that the blighted corner of 111th Street on the southwest corner of Prairie has a home or houses that was there that has been unoccupied for years and recently caught on fire, and we have now had the challenge of dealing with homelessness. Now we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity with the growth of the city of Inglewood to now have a national brand hotel that wants to move to Inglewood. And I say, why not? Clearly, we're talking about being business friendly. This is a key location on which we can now provide quality lodging for our families and guests that want to come to visit us in the city. And I think it is a all right thing to do. So regardless of what other people may say, they want to live in Mayberry, maybe they need to move back to Mayberry. But the city of Inglewood is on the rise. And I call for the question for moving items 1, 2, and 3.
Before we have the roll call, but I want to know how you really feel about this, Councilman, frankly.
Very passionate, Mayor.
Madam Clerk.
Councilmembers Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales. Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye. 01.
Staff report recommending the introduction of an ordinance amending Inglewood Municipal Code, Chapter 2, Article 3, to remove the 5 city employee commissioners on the Housing Advisor Commission, as well as adding 1 commissioner that is nominated by the mayor.
Motion to waive further reading.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds.
Aye.
Who will introduce?
I'll introduce.
You guys
I
are,
will.
you guys are nice.
Well, consider you didn't have a representative anyway.
I know. I know.
All the other council members did.
I know. Item CSA 1. Well, let me see here. We already covered the
Yes,
warrant
yes,
register, so
yes,
so we'll go to H3.
Request for a settlement in that matter.
So move.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Buds. Actually, can we go back because we're in housing,
Okay.
so I need to recall that. So the motion, who's,
Was moved by
Well,
Alex, I believe,
no,
and
actually-
seconded by me.
okay, thank you very much. So that would be Housing Authority members. Dodson. Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Buds.
Aye. Let's see, public, well, no, before, let's see, public comment. Any person who wishes to address the city council, any matter connected with city business not elsewhere considered may do so at this time. Then I'll do you.
Good afternoon. My name is Melvin Howard, and I live in Inglewood. And I received this in my mail. And I do not appreciate irate Inglewood. I don't know who they are, what they mean. There's something wrong with Inglewood, then we need to fix it as residents. If your house needs painting, paint it. If your yard needs grooming, groom it. There is pollution. It's been pollution ever since I can remember. You're talking about traffic? Have you been on the 405 freeway, east, north, and south? Have you been on Manchester, Imperial? There's traffic. They haven't even started with the arena for my Clippers. I'm sorry. But how you what do you mean, traffic? You're not going to get rid of the traffic. You're not. It's going to be a part of our life. And a couple of games a week ain't going to kill you. So please stop. Stop sending this. And they got it addressed to Mr. Melvin Howard. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Melvin Howard. Never been Mr. in my life.
Thank
So
you.
please don't send this
Thank you,
garbage
thank you, Ms. Howard.
to my house.
Thank you.
Know what you're talking
Ms.
about.
Howard, thank you. We're at time.
No,
Ms. Howard.
because
Ms. Howard, Ms. Howard, we're at time.
my time,
Get them,
Your
District 4.
time's up.
I'm sorry.
I would let you go all night, but all right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. All right.
Hi, how am I to get resolution of items and get my city services and other issues taken care of if my only access to you all is within 1 minute at 2 p.m. weekly? Even though I've been respectful, there are employees who are very unprofessional. They refuse to give me necessary information, and they bar me from calling your offices. They assume that they know what I'm calling about, and they don't. My calls to city administration and department heads go unreturned, issues go unaddressed, and then they mount up. My needs have been shut down, I've been disempowered, and basically I've been silenced. The positive and progressive solutions that I and my neighbors want go unanswered. How am I to access you guys if I can't call your offices and I have been verbatim told, don't call here?
Thank you.
Curtis Mitchell, District 1. Let me be the first one to congratulate the City of Inglewood, City Council staff, and the residents that all for Inglewood on the award that you received today. I know Mayor Butts and the staff and the City Council, you guys have been going through so much since you've been here. But I've learned something from you guys. I learned to listen. I learned to go find out the facts. And because of that, I am so proud of Inglewood, and I wanted to take the time to thank Artie Fields, his staff, for the report they did on the housing situation in Inglewood. It was superb, and I just wanted to come down today and applaud you and your staff for that. It really gave a glow to our city as far as how educated we are now, and with the leadership of Mayor Butts, we can't lose, and I just want you guys to just keep up the good work and know that the citizens of Inglewood are behind you.
Hi, good afternoon, Council. My name is Nicole Brown, and I've lived in Inglewood for the past 10 years, and I also love the city. But today I come to you as a supporter for rent control. Inglewood has become outrageous, but I would first like to thank the opportunity for letting me speak today also, and because I'm very passionate about this, and I appreciate the improvement you guys have done for the infrastructure of Inglewood. It's amazing. You guys have brought a lot of business, and I will continue to love to move here, but rent is skyrocketing for us who have lived here for a while. And like I said, as a resident, a breast cancer survivor, and a fighter, and a USC graduate student, it's getting kind of hard for me to maintain living here. So with the high rent prices in our area, I know that it can be kind of, how can I put this? I'm sorry, I have lung cancer also, so it's kind of hard. So there's a positive and a negative to rent control, and I do understand that. But I think as far as us who've been living here, want to continue living here, we need to have rent control in this city.
Mayor and Council, Tracy Sadowatari from ADAP, Asian American Drug Abuse Program. I'm here to once again announce that we're having a prescription drug take-back event this Saturday, the 28th, right in front of City Hall. I just wanted to remind all of you on council and the residents here that this is an opportunity for you to bring your unused, expired medications, and we'll be able to dispose of it properly. You'll be able to get them out of the hands of youth and keep our environment safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor, a comment?
Yes, Mr. Franklin.
Tracy, I sent you an email because I want to know that there's some sick and shut-in residents that want to bring their prescription medicines, but they are not able to, they're incapacitated. So can others bring it in on their behalf?
Yes, if they have a family member that is able to do that, that they have given permission, then they can do that. We also, so residents know, Kaiser across the street also has a 24-hour drop box. So if they can't come out on that day, they can go another day to Kaiser.
Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, you're welcome.
Parker Jr., Vietnam veteran, country subjective 1966-67. Everything's about money, greenback, and everybody's getting rich, but the everyday people. I've been screaming about a gold mine out there that you haven't tapped, and you're selling off, dealing with development companies and stuff, making all kind of deals. for yourself. And mayors are being arrested all the time, charged and convicted. I think in order to correct this situation of what's going on, that people can be heard, whether homeowner or renter, is that we do a Bernie Madoff, freeze your assets, every last one of you, until you can prove that you didn't profit or get anything from the deals you make with these different people. Yeah, you can prove that as an elected official, you're committing treason.
You want us to prove what?
I said you're committing treason.
You want us to prove what?
Prove that you didn't acquire any of your personal income on
my
the taxes
goodness.
every year from these different procedures you've been voting for. In other words, payola.
I got it. Thank you.
Freeze it like you did Bernie Madoff. And if you did, take every dime you got and redistribute all your pensions.
I just want to understand
your
exactly what you
pensions.
said.
And all your pensions are redistributed.
Thank you. I got it.
One pension, two pensions, three pensions. Freeze it and make you prove
Okay.
that
All right.
none of it came
I'll be
from
glad to
being
do
an
that.
elected official.
Glad to do that. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's obvious, but come on forward, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and City Council people. First of all, thank you so much. That project on 111th will certainly be a great improvement. I also want to thank the staff for that housing report, and we've also made copies that will be distributed to the Inglewood Rental Property Owners Association at their meeting next Wednesday. And I think that report really highlights some of the misconceptions about the difference in rent increases over the years, because that report goes back many years, and I think that really helps do that. And I also provided the council people with some suggestions and ideas in terms of helping out. And as the realtors, we really supported Atkins Bill SB 2, which I hope the city staff will be able to look at that and access some of those funds to have to further your housing programs throughout the city, so that we can keep the city vital and be able to bring more affordable housing to the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Good afternoon, Mayor, staff, and Bailey, live in the 3rd District. I am here to comment on the congratulations to the city and the council for the award that you have won. You have worked hard. We have projects in the city because we are friendly. We are almost at the stretch end of Inglewood's rail project, which is coming through the city. It's very fast, and once we complete that, there will be a year of testing so that we have smooth operating metro system in our city. The motel is a beautiful thing, Mr. Franklin. We have the hotel workers will be needing housing in the city as well, because they'll need to be in this city to go to their jobs for the hotels. So we're working on getting them more affordable housing in the city. These are my comments, and thank you very much, and keep up the good work, gentlemen.
Council members, I'm going to go ahead and piggyback on something that someone else said. I don't think anyone has suggested that we go back to the horse and buggy days, but it certainly feels as if we have when you take a car along Imperial or Century, doesn't it? Bumpity, bumpity, bumpity. It would actually be smoother on a horse and buggy. You say you've taken a great time to do a personal bash over and over again, and that's not what your role is. In fact, your own rules of decorum say it is not. However, let me point out that anyone can go online and find out that all of the flora, faunic, natural, wildlife, and atmosphere are part of California, here's the key word, environmental impact law. Anyone can go check that out, so keep on bashing. You'll have fun. I'll enjoy laughing back.
Needed to clarify something. I think I said 24-hour at Kaiser. It's not 24-hour. It's a permanent Dropbox location. It's not 24 hours.
Thank you.
Okay, and the take back is from 10 to 2.
Okay.
Hello, Inglewood family. I'm Wild Bill Widener. Last Thursday, had that great shake-off or whatever it is for preparing earthquakes and all that kind of stuff, and having a meeting downstairs for the senior center. Not to mention the fact that we're about ready to open on the first of the year. I'm prepared for the problems we might have. You know, we don't have solar power in there or wind power or something to keep electricity going in case of an emergency.
You're talking about the senior center?
Beg pardon?
Talking about the senior center?
Senior center, right.
Okay.
And I've been told all along since we started the planning on that we needed a policy along that line. I mentioned it to you guys before one time, and you haven't passed a policy for them to even check out a price or the feasibility of using it. Now, when we were getting the plans drawn up for that, they supposedly have it designed where they can put solar panels on the building, and I know they can use wind generators and all that stuff also. So what we need is a policy. Somehow, I don't know how you guys do it, because talk to your own employees, the one that told me this.
Mr. Widener, we're at time.
Yeah, well, talk to your own
Mr. Widener.
employees and find out what they want.
Mr.
Okay?
Widener, we're at time. Before you get started, no, come on up. Please come on up. First of all, we spent $27 million on a project that was originally conceived to be $20 million so the seniors could have the best that they could have. And to come here and complain about emergency generators and solar panels when you're going to have the best senior center in the South Bay is amazing to me. And it just seems that we have residents that have no idea of what it means to be appreciative of a city moving forward and providing things that could never have been conceived of. And I just couldn't help but say that. The seniors will have a premier senior center, larger than they could have ever conceived of, with more amenities than they could ever dream of, and underground parking. So, Mr. Widener, if we didn't satisfy you, I'm sorry, but the city really did the best that it could. Mr. Davis?
Thank you, Mayor.
That's what you took out of it. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
By coincidence, an excellent segue for what I was going to state at the end of the meeting with your Eddie Award. I would let you and all the citizens of Inglewood know that I've taken a positive track on this. And basically, my attitude is sell the city. My working life, I work in hospitality at a hotel. Guess what we have there all the time? Conventions. I have literally done, if I see somebody who has a service or they're involved in an industry that our city can use to its benefit, I sell the city. I tell them, hey, go to Inglewood. I'm shocked there's still people who haven't. Well, they hear about it from me. And I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping that both the city manager and our Chamber of Commerce president has already received phone calls from people. And if not, they will. It's only a matter of time. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to congratulate the council and staff for the work that they do. I can remember way back when they've been fighting over this particular plot on 111th and Prairie to put different, even got Milton Brown off of it. He's a friend of mine now, but he was on that corner for a long time. And I'm proud to see a hotel right off the 405 freeway. I tell you, you couldn't get any better. Councilman Franklin, district. I tell you, it's a beautiful thing. I can remember you fighting about that corner for a long, long time ago. Great job, you and the full council and staff. Congratulations on your award. Nobody deserves more than you people. Thank you.
Okay, with that, close public comment. Are there any council comments? Councilman
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
wait a minute, before council, Madam Clerk, did you have any comment?
No, thank you.
Madam City Treasurer, did you have any comment?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Certainly want to also congratulate our council, our staff, and all the employees on the Eddie Award, because these small and medium and large businesses in the city provides thousands of jobs, you know, for not only our residents, but for others that do not live in the city. So I certainly want to congratulate everyone for, you know, for that effort of earning the Edie Award. And I'd like to also mention again that the City Treasurer Student Intern Program will be starting on November the 2nd through the 30th. It's a weekly program, a meeting weekly, beginning on the 2nd. And it will, you know, I will be teaching some of the students how to become financially independent, importance of living not only within your means, but below your means from time to time so that you don't incur a lot of debt, and the importance of reading a variety of financial and non-financial publications, the importance of focusing on a career that you're passionate about instead of one that pays the most money, because you want to really enjoy what you're doing. The money will come. Also, put forth your best effort at all times and strive to have excellent credit by paying their bills on time. And also, it is, we're talking about not to get caught up in fashions, you know, or spend a lot of money on fashions, putting someone else's name on your back and on your feet, and at the same time, getting a lot of debt. And also to save something out of every single paycheck. And again, I want to thank the council for their support, their financial support, and support that they have contributed. And also want to thank my city clerk over here, who also has been very supportive, not only in providing tours, but also her financial support. And also, I'd like to mention that I did buy 2 bonds, not one bond, rather one CD, at about 2.15 coupon, and the bond was as a federal home loan bond at 2.0. And would like to mention also that the President Trump will be appointing a new Fed chairman, and there are 5 finalists, and also the Fed fundraise is expected to increase, and there's an 84% chance that that will happen in December. And also, sales of existing homes continue to rise, but the inventory is depletion. And the U.S. national debt now is at 20.4 trillion. That concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer. Councilman Dotson, District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This award, this Eddie Award, this is for the entire city. You know, council, the mayor and the council, we do our job, but we have staff that do theirs. And that's one of the reasons we're so successful. As far as traffic goes, I heard a man say one day in this very room that traffic is money. So I started paying attention to the traffic. And every city that I went to that had a lot of traffic, they had a lot of money. So that is true. I found that to be true by doing my own experiment. So the traffic doesn't bother me anymore. When I drive down the streets of Inglewood and I'm just sitting there listening to the radio and watching these people come in and out of here, I know that's money going in the treasury in Inglewood. So please don't let the traffic bother you. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. We enjoy you coming. We listen to what you have to say. It always helps us. So please come back again, and we'll see you later on next week.
Thank you. Councilman Padilla, District 2.
Great, thank you, Mayor. First off, you know, don't forget to celebrate. We're in Red Ribbon Week, Drug Awareness Week, from October 23rd through the 31st. So I want to thank Tracy for giving us our red ribbon pins last week, and keep that on your mind there. Also, you know, you talk about businesses thriving. So a few months ago, Inglewood Today, the newspaper, did a thing where they told the community, hey, you know, give us your feedback on all the successful businesses that we have here in Inglewood.
And so a lot of folks participated. It was, you know,
About
really
100?
an exciting time here in Inglewood. And I want to thank Willie Brown for putting that together. Last Wednesday, we all had an opportunity to go to the Miracle Theater, which is a beautiful theater. If you haven't been there on Market Street, it is maintained like it was old school, you know, and so it looks really nice inside. So we all went there, and it was so much excitement to watch these different business owners and community members come out to celebrate the great things that we have here in the city of Inglewood. And like we say, you don't have to shop outside of Inglewood anymore. It's nice to be able to find these quality businesses here in Inglewood. And I want to thank again Willie Brown for recognizing this and also for giving the awards out last Wednesday night. So thank you so very much for that. We also had an opportunity last week, the Skadans artwork that was built in 1975 right outside of City Hall, this tall 50-foot statue there that was erected a few years back in 75. I want to thank Sabrina Barnes and her staff for putting together a great event. The artist, who is 90 years old, actually showed up to say a few words and give us a historical perspective on what Skadans was all about. Because I got to tell you, a lot of us were like, what does Skadans mean? So it was really nice to see that. And the artist, Tony DeLapp, hats off to him, you know, for coming out and for sharing his perspective on it. Last Saturday, I had an opportunity to go to the Westchester Elks Lodge to celebrate their 60-year anniversary. You know, Inglewood combined with Westchester Elks. So there is no Inglewood Elks, so we're all part of the Westchester Elks. Councilman Ralph Franklin and I are members, and we were both there to recognize and celebrate their 60-year anniversary. Also, Councilmember Franklin and I had a chance to stop by on Sunday at Inglewood Park Cemetery, where we celebrated the Dia de los Muertos. It's a celebration of folks whose lives have passed on, but we celebrate their life. You know, and so in the Hispanic community, it's a very special day for us to recognize those folks that have gone before us. So it was a very busy week, and all that said and done, I want to ask the mayor to please close in our Commissioner Bragg's brother's memory, Thomas E. Braggs Jr. My thoughts and prayers are with you, Commissioner, for you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you, but one question, Councilman Padilla.
Yes.
If we've been able to take 2 football teams and work on a basketball team, why haven't you delivered the Westchester Elks to Inglewood?
We're working on that. As soon as we develop Hollywood Park, it'll be there. Build it and they will come.
All right. No, actually, it took all you guys' time. Councilman Franklin, District 4.
Yeah, so let me just piggyback on my colleague, since he already made the 2 announcements that we were together at the Elks, and also Dia de los Muertos, because I want to reach out to the Inglewood Park Cemetery that did an outstanding job. So Dia de los Muertos is simply a Memorial Day reflection of your loved ones that have gone on before you. And so we was able to reflect and reminisce about the good times that we've had with our loved ones. And we also was encouraged to think about their favorite meal or their favorite sayings. And so it was a great family gathering that was there for that event. I also want to bring up 2 items. One particularly regarding Imperial Highway, which seems to be coming up regularly, that if you come to town hall meetings, you would learn that the Public Works Director, City Manager, and Economic Director, and myself have all announced that Imperial Highway from the city boundary lines from Van Ness on the east to Prairie on the west will be resurfaced in this budgeted year. The challenge we're dealing with is that there's multiple agencies that are dealing with the street itself, because you have Hawthorne on the south, you have Inglewood on the north, and then in the middle you got LA County. So LA County is the leading agency that's moving forward for this project to go forward, and that's going to happen in this budgeted year. The other thing was those that live in Lock Haven, communities, such as myself, have been plagued with a number of signage posting by Southern California Edison that, one, they're telling us that we can't park on certain days of the week. We get flyers at our houses saying that we may have interruption of utility services, and nothing happens. The only thing I saw that happened, and particularly in my front yard, particularly, that a hole was dug so deep that there was a bag that was holding dirt that was taller than me and larger in diameter. Nothing was happening. No one would say anything, but thank goodness to the Public Works Director, Mr. Lewis Atwell, and his staff. They came into the Lock Haven community today, and they removed the signs, they refilled the holes, and now they're reaching out to Southern California Edison to when are they going to finish the replacement of the utility poles in the Lock Haven area. So I want everyone to be made aware of that, but Southern California Edison is the leading agency to do that, but they have to be corporate friendly to us as residents. And the audacity for them to call the Friday, when we're a week ago Friday, October 13th, to tell us that we're now going to shut off, interrupt your service on a Friday night from 8 p.m. to Saturday morning at 4 a.m. wasn't going to happen. And thanks to the Public Works Director and his staff, it did not happen. And so now we're going to make them pull the permits correctly and make sure that it's a daytime activity that's going to take place so they can see what they're doing and get these poles replaced throughout the Lock Haven community. On that note, thank you very much, Mayor.
Councilman Morales, District 3.
Thank you. Everything's been covered, but thank you, Alex. But I just wanted to mention that the mailer was mentioned in terms of the mailer that came out regarding the potential Clippers arena and how it impacts our neighborhood. And you know, aside from the opinion that I think the speaker said in regards to how she felt about it, which I just happen to agree with. But aside from that, I think it's important that we all understand that we're going to see a lot more of these flyers, and that, you know, for somebody to spend that kind of money to send out that kind of message, you have to start to really think about, you know, what their intentions are. I mean, there's certain things that they have to plant the seeds for before they can make you believe. The fact that they're scaring people that their residences are under attack and that they may lose their homes, I mean, that's an incredible thing. I mean, I'm really disappointed in the fact that I've got neighbors who have come to me and asked me and said that people have sent them stuff, dropped it off at their homes, and they're scared of losing their home. That's ridiculous to have somebody that's a homeowner have that fear for no other reason other than to help your own interest. And that's just, it's terrible, and it's the truth. You know, exactly. So, and no homes will be taken away. So I wanted to mention that. I also, so enough about that for today. I did want to mention Willie Brown. I know that it was mentioned already. He did a great event, but he's been doing it for years. And I'll tell you, Willie, I mentioned it that day. You made an effort back when in the, I think it was early 2000s when you put together the I-bond. And I just think the city wasn't ready for it. But I think that what we need right now is something like that. And I can tell you that speaking to all the business owners that were there on Wednesday, it's just a different feeling. I was around back then when you started I-bond, and we did a lot of lunches, we did a lot of breakfast, but it was different. It was different, and I think that, you know, I congratulate you for doing it that day, and hopefully we'll all grow on that number. And of course, we couldn't have done it without Owen, who's back there, who heads the Miracle Theater, and who's kind of become somewhat of an ambassador here in Inglewood, because I'll tell you, it's something if we talk about Inglewood and tell everybody what's going on and how positive it is to come and invest in the city of Inglewood right now. But it means something completely different when someone who really put their money where their mouth is and believes in a city. And he knows I constantly, you know, kind of use that kind of piece of him, and we appreciate it. So going forward, hopefully we'll see more of those events, Willie. And outside of that, Mayor, I'm done. Done. Right at zero.
Okay. Real quick, Wild Bill, let me apologize to you because I was a little bit short with you. we do have a generator, backup generator in the building. We don't have solar panels. I think I've been reading a little bit too much Facebook because I'm a little short these days. But I have to tell you, I have to tell you that, you know, there was a time when I started on this council 7 years ago, there'd be 15, 20 people, and they'd complain about this and complain about that. And you know what? What could we say? There was everything to complain about. We're going broke. Weren't paving any streets. Weren't trimming any trees. Police department was down to 158 people. The lowest I've ever heard it to be. It was pitiful. Since that time, we have done so much that now it matters what goes out in these meetings, on these broadcasts, because you know what? Everybody looks at Inglewood Council meetings now. Before, they used to look at them because they were jokes, because they were entertainment. They thought the city was a joke. And so now, after these guys tell you all the good news, I have to clean up and take care of the branding part of it, because you know everything we do now is part of the brand of the city. We can add to it or we can detract from it. And so, yeah, I do get a little territorial when I feel what we're putting out is trivia as opposed to looking after what's going to bring the city forward. City Treasurer talked about the need for credit. Yesterday, or today at noon, we're notified of our 4th bond rating credit increase in 2 years. City of Inglewood, our 4th in 2 years. We used to have someone that came here and told us that we're $1 billion in debt and we're on a slippery slope, and you know, I mean, that's what we would put out about ourselves. Well, we've had our 4th bond rating increase in 2 years. Last week, the LA Philharmonic indicated their desire to place their youth orchestra training program here in the city of Inglewood, and they're willing to pay a premium to do it. The Girl Scouts of America are moving their West Regional headquarters from Marina Del Rey to Inglewood on North Inglewood. And if you go to the old VFW building, you'll see they have the Girl Scouts of what's that? American Legion, excuse me. American Legion, used to be American Legion Hall, just north of the Inglewood Car Wash and just south of the Track Auto. Huge facility, and they're going to bring the Girl Scouts of America regional headquarters here to Inglewood. And now, everybody's got to know that doesn't live in a cave that we've been paving streets like nobody's business for the last 4 years. Louis Atwell and the Public Works people have done Herculean work in taking account for decades of neglect for our roadways. Century Boulevard is a $35 million project that's going to take 3 years by the time it's all said and done. But everybody that complains about Century Boulevard has to know that it's being fixed. But to come up and make out like there's nothing being done, that's really, to me, that's abominable. And what you're doing is you're misleading people into believing that the main arterial between the 110 freeway and LA International Airport, which is the #2 busiest airport in the country, that the city of Inglewood isn't taking care of it. You're doing yourself a disservice when you mislead people like that. You're doing your other citizens a misservice, particularly if you come to these council meetings and put it out on television for it to be displayed on YouTube. And then if I don't come back and clean it up, if the council doesn't clean it up, people believe that to be true. Why would you do that? Imperial Highway, as was explained, is a multi-jurisdiction project, but we're getting it done. It'll be done in the next year. I say thank God for Curtis Mitchell, Willie Agee, Ray Davis, Stuart Bailey, who have the guts to tell the truth about what's going on here. Because everybody expects the council to say things are going good. You know, we'll get a job review every Tuesday. But you guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, once-in-a-lifetime era in the city of this, in the history of this city. And I know the council's proud of it, and I know that you're proud of it, but it's really necessary that we tell the truth about what we're accomplishing here. The employees of this city have done a magnificent job, particularly over the last 4 years. Magnificent job. I've worked in 3 cities, this one twice. Never had the opportunity to work with a more dedicated group of employees. Police department was at 158 when I got here. We're now at 181. We've increased the department by 25 positions. We're authorized now to 199, and we're still hiring police officers because you know what? Doing well is not good enough. The police department and engaged with the city, we've had our 6th consecutive lowest years of crime in the history of the city. Crime has dropped in the last 35 years by 70%, and last year was the lowest total for Part 1 crime in recorded history of this city. People need to know that what's happened here is no accident. It's the result of hard work and where preparation meets opportunity. And with that, I want to close in the name of Thomas E. Braggs, Jr., and we're adjourned.